light the lamp. Saraswati ji is from Hubli, Karnataka. While continuing her Gita sadhana at L4, clearing the Gita Jijnasu exam with 98%, which is a very impressive score. She's doing seva as a group coordinator and as a techno star. Now we request Saraswati ji.
निषिद्धैरप्येभिर्लुलितमकरन्दो मधुकरैः करैरिन्दोरन्तश्छुरित इव सम्भिन्नमुकुलः विधत्तां सिद्धिन्नो नयनसुभगामस्य सदसः प्रकीर्णः पुष्पाणां हरिचरणयोरञ्जलिरयम् शरदिन्दुनिभां शुभ्रवस्त्रैरलङ्कृतां कलहासकृतावासां वरदां शारदां नुमः.
Thank you, Saraswati ji Didi. It was indeed divine. Very nice start. Thanks for giving this session an auspicious start. Now, a quick announcement before we get started with the session. Spiritual sadhana and seva go hand in hand. If you would like to become a Gita Sevi and want to learn more about it, please do tune in. We have a session, Come Let Us Become Gita Sevi session in English at 8:30 p.m. tomorrow, that is Sunday, October 13th. And also, we will be learning these Gita shlokas and we'll be wondering why we had to give this Aghata, Anuswara, why these words are combined this way. If you want to learn more about it, please do attend the L2 level Samskrita Vyakarana or grammar session that is scheduled for tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock or 11 o'clock, depending on the language of your choice. Please do try to attend these sessions and learn, we can extend our grammar knowledge as well. Thank you. Now, it is the most awaited time of the session. Our speaker for the day is our respected senior trainer, Srimati Shraddha Raodeo ji Didi. It is my privilege to welcome this accomplished yet down-to-earth lady, Shraddha ji Didi. True to her name, she is indeed Shraddha personified. Shraddha ji Didi, she is from Bhagyanagar, as we already know. We have interacted with her so many times. She is a perfect combination of Apara and Apara Vidya. She's an accomplished engineer and a leader. And at the same time, her spiritual accomplishments are equally praiseworthy. She's an esteemed spiritual scholar and devoted principal of Parama Pujya Swami Govind Dev Giriji Maharaj. And Shraddha ji oversees all aspects of Gita Pariwar, ensuring that Gita sadhakas of all ages from diverse backgrounds receive a high quality learning experience. And she has been doing the seva from August 2020, and she has been a versatile contributor, handling training, examination, interpretation, and leading the class monitoring team. DG's guidance and training has been instrumental in the success of numerous students in the Gita Pathak and the Gita Pathik exams. Shraddha ji Didi has positively impacted lives by teaching Gita to people of all backgrounds, including prison inmates, and through Balagopalan initiative, Didi ji is fostering spiritual values in children. She leads by example, and it is indeed our blessing, from the Guruji and from Bhagavan to have her with us. Shraddha Raodeo ji Didi, we request you please enlighten us with your spiritual knowledge and expertise. Jai Shri Krishna Didi.
Pranam Manjula Didi, Jai Shri Krishna. Jai Shri Krishna, all of you. Let us first bow down to Shri Krishna and Param Pujya Swamiji and seek their blessings today on this very auspicious day. Hari Om. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Haraye Paramatmane Pranata क्लेशनाशाय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितं भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीमष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भगवद्वेषिणीम्। ॐ श्रीगुरवे नमः। ॐ श्रीकृष्णाय नमः। हरि ओम्। On this very beautiful day, very auspicious day of Dashera and Dashmi Puja, I wish you all a very blissful Dashera. It is such a beautiful day. All these 9 days, past 9 days, we all have done Navratri Puja. During Navratri, what do? We do Saptashati part, isn't it? 700 shlokas Saptashati part. It is done for what? To bow down to Durga Mata, to worship Durga Mata, to worship all goddesses. Our own deities we worship, some worship Renuka Mata. Everywhere these goddesses are known by different names also. We all do this Durga Saptashati part in praise of Jagdamba, who has destroyed the Mahishasura and other demons. Just like that, Jnaneshwar Mauli uses a very beautiful similarity between the two parts. Durga Saptashati is done in praise of bowing down to the goddess who killed Mahishasura. And the Saptashati that we are learning, the 700 shlokas of Bhagavad Gita that we are learning, that is also a Saptashati part. Done for what? To kill the demon that is living within us on this Dashera. Let us pledge that we will continue our Gita sadhana. And with the help of this Gita Rupi Saptashati, we will be able to kill this demon of moha, kill this demon of temptations, kill this demon of ignorance, and march on the path of liberation. It is an auspicious day to get victory over all the darkness that we have in our lives. On that note, I wish you all a very, very blissful, very, very pious, very auspicious Dashera, and may Goddess bless you all with lot of goodness in your life. Hari Om, Jai Shri Krishna. And coming to what we are planning to start today, it's a beautiful chapter, Akshara Brahma Yoga. This is a very interesting chapter, has very deep knowledge, very important principles that are discussed here. Now, this entire 700 shlokas that we are seeing in Bhagavad Gita, these were not, now we learn them as adhyayas. We learn them as adhyayas, Prathamodhyaya, Dvitiyodhyaya. But when Sri Krishna was telling this Bhagavad Gita, he didn't start this conversation like that. Just like we have a normal conversation with somebody, Sri Krishna also started that conversation. He didn't mention, now I'm going to start Jnana Yoga for you. Now I'm going to tell you Akshara Brahma Yoga. No. This compartmentalization of entire knowledge has been done by whom? By Maharshi Vedavyas. And so whatever we start with this Akshara Brahma Yoga, the key to that or the reference to those shlokas is in the 7th chapter. 7th chapter we all know is what? Jnana Vijnana Yoga. To understand Sri Krishna in great depth. In the last concluding shlokas of the 7th chapter, if you can refer, Sri Krishna has said very beautifully, Jara Marana Mokshaya Mamashritya Yatanti Te Brahma Tadveda Kritsnam Adhyatmam Karpachakilam Sadhi Daivam Mam Sadhyajnaim Chaye Viduhu Prayanakale Pichamante Viduyukta Chetasaha. These two shlokas conclude the 7th chapter. Now, what has Shri Krishna said? What is the purpose of this entire 7 chapters? Sometime back, Manjula Didi was telling you about me. That is a general introduction that we know. We all study in Gita classes. We all know each other. We do Jai Shri Krishna to each other. We know the names of all others present in the class. We wish each other Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Krishna, whatever we say. We have acquaintance with each other. But what is the real personality of the person who is studying in your class? What are the things that he likes or she likes? What do they do? In depth knowledge nobody has. Similarly, that profile is not disclosed to us just by wishing each other and just by knowing each other, isn't it? Just by a general introduction, nobody knows. This entire 7 chapter is giving a deep insight into what Sri Krishna is. And he says, a person who understands me in these last 2 shlokas, after explaining him the jnana, what is knowledge, what is vijnana, after telling all this, Sri Krishna has said a very beautiful thing in these last 2 shlokas to be free from this vicious cycle of death and life. There are certain things you need to know about me. Pritsnam, you have to know certain things, certain person who understands these terminologies about me properly. They will be what jara marana mokshaya mama shritya yatandivi. Those they will be free gradually from all these circle of life and death. When Shri Krishna is telling all these, he has told some important terms. Te Brahma Tadvidu, they those who understand what is Brahma. Pritsnam Adhyatmam Karma Chakilan, the one who know what is Adhyatma, what is Karma. Sadhibhuta Adhidaivam Mam Adhibhuta, what is Adhibhuta, whatever is Adhivna, Chaye Viduhu, the one who understands all this. Prayana Kale Pichamai Te Vidur Yukta Chetasa. Now, Shri Krishna has told so many things. Now he's saying, I will tell you about some words. When a person who knows all these words, they will get to know me completely. And he has introduced these terms at the end of the 7th chapter. 7th chapter for us, he just introduced those terms. And when he has mentioned that the one who knows these terms, they will understand me in totality. And by remembering me, Prayana Kale Pichama, by remembering me at the time of leaving this mortal world, they will attain what? The divine abode, they will attain me. When such an important sentence came from Sri Krishna, and these terms are new. So Arjun automatically had a curiosity, what does all this mean? Even if we know, I want to cross check what I know, so you have to tell me. There starts the 8th chapter with very important questions from Arjun. Arjuna Uvacha Kim tad brahma kim adhyatmam kim karma purushottamam adhibhutam cha kim proktam adhidaivam kimochyate adhiyajnah katham kotra dehismin madhusudana प्रयाणकाले च कथं ज्ञेयोऽसि नियतात्मभिः. By knowing God alone, we can understand the completeness of our existence. And to understand God, these terms should be clearly understood. What are these terms like? These terms that have been used, it's like Sri Krishna has opened up a new thesaurus for us, an entire new dictionary he has opened up. And if you look at these terms, what are these terms? Ad Brahma, Kim Tad Brahma. First thing he's asking is, what is Brahma? Kim Adhyatmam, what is Adhyatma? Kim Karma, he's asking what is Karma? Hey Purushottama, because you are the only one who is capable of explaining me what are these terms. Apart from that, Adhibhuta. Adhibhuta cha Kim, what is Adhibhuta? And what is Adhidaiva? Apart from this, what is Adhiyagnya? Adhiyagnya is the next term. Katham kotra dehesmin madhusudana. After asking all these 6 questions, he says, Prayana Kale, because Sri Krishna has told in the 7th chapter that Prayana Kale cha kathain neyosi niyatatu, Prayana Kale, the one who remembers me Prayana kale pichamante viduryukta chetasah, they will come to whom? Jaramaran, they will come to me. So how do we remember you at the last moment? That is another very, very important question that Arjun has put forward. All these words that I told you that Shri Arjun has asked, they are all the basic terms of Vedanta. All these terms, just like if you are operating a computer, basic terminology, when you start learning about computers, what do we start learning with? We start our learning from what is hardware, what is software, this is keyboard, this is, isn't it? We start like that. There is a input device, an output device, keyboard, password, basic terminology we start getting acquainted with. Similarly, here also, what Shri Krishna is doing, he is giving us some basic terminology of Vedanta, which is Brahma, Adhyatma, Karma, Adhibhuta, Adhidaiva, Adhiyagnya. And apart from all this, the seventh question is, the moment when one leaves the world, please explain me, hey Shri Krishna, what is the science behind this death? Everyone has to leave this body at some point of time. How should we leave the body such that when we are released, the further journey should be a beneficial one? How is that possible? These are basic, simple questions, and Sri Krishna starts explaining. The first six questions he explains them in brief, and the seventh question is of great importance to all of us that he has answered in detail throughout the chapter. What Shri Krishna says, Shri Bhagavan Vacha Aksharam Brahma Paramam Swabhavodhyatmamuchyate Bhuta Bhavodbhavakaro Visarga Karma Sanjitaha. First he says Aksharam Brahma Paramam. Now at this point, Sri Krishna is giving what? In-depth knowledge of his personality. See, when you look at a person, there is a different thing. When Yashoda Maya saw Sri Krishna, and throughout she is saying, "This is my Chota Sa Lalla." And now that we are in the Navratri, we should be knowing when Kamsa was thinking about he has to kill all the 8 babies of Devaki. When he killed, now this last one who was, he didn't know that the son was already born and is taken to Nandagaon. He was not aware of that. He saw this is a small baby girl. What will she do? For a moment he had this doubt. And then he said, no, eighth, I have to anyways kill. The moment he won, what this small baby will do? When Shri Krishna thought, she turned into a goddess. What is this Samakra Roop? Goddess has told, every time Shri Krishna is doing something, the Durga Mata, a goddess in some form, has facilitated the process, facilitated the purpose which Shri Krishna has been trying to achieve. So here also Yoga Maya came and she said, what will you kill me? It's not in your capacity to kill me. And Yoga Maya has given her speech there. This entire but when Kansa must have held that small baby girl, had no idea what this baby girl is, a small baby, but she was a goddess. When she turned into a goddess, that is the real personality. Real personality was revealed. Similarly, sometimes we also feel small words. Brahma word is used like, okay, what it is, but in-depth personality, if you have to understand, Shri Krishna is saying you have to understand all these words, and Shri Krishna is revealing his personality. And the first term that he uses to describe, start describing is Aksharam Brahma Paramam. When we are also seeing all these words, and when I was talking about understanding the personality, a little more reference I want to give to the 7th chapter. That in the 7th chapter, Shri Krishna has said, Asaunshayam Samagram Mai. In the first few shlokas of the 7th chapter, you will see Asaunshayam Samagram Mai. This entire knowledge is about knowing me in totality. Samagra word means totality. And Asaunshayam, beyond any doubt. There should be no doubt in you. And if anybody has doubt, what is the meaning of knowing Asaunshayam? Means if you have any doubt, your doubts should be clear. And if somebody else has any doubts, those doubts also you should be able to clear them. That is the meaning of knowing in totality. So Sri Krishna says that to know me in totality, these terms are important, and he starts explaining these terms. So this all background I'm telling, so we understand the importance of understanding this chapter. Hmm. So first thing he says is Aksharam Brahma Paramam, and when he says this Brahma, one has to invest his whole life or probably how many lives to understand this one word Brahma. Entire Brahma Sutras, there are 555 Brahma Sutras coined by Veda Vyasji. All are Bhagwan Veda Vyasji has compiled these 555 Brahma Sutra to explain just this one term, that is Brahma. And it starts with Athato Brahma Jitnyasa. So this entire thing is dedicated to that. Out of that, we'll try to understand a little bit. This Akshara Brahma is the penultimate element, which is Akshara. Now, the extent to which we can understand this word Brahma depends on our imagination. So, what we have to do? We have to expand our imagination to be able to understand this uh, word Brahma. Like how the frogs in a small well are. For them, that well is only their world. If somebody asks how big is a sea, they will jump 2-3 meters and they'll say the sea can't be bigger than this. That is because of the limitation of their knowledge. When we are also trying to understand this Brahma Tatma, we have to understand that we have to, though we have this limitation of knowledge, we can understand it more only if we push our knowledge, if we push the limits of our knowledge. How do we do that? To pushing the limits of our knowledge, we have to read more, learn more. Wherever possible, try to read all these scriptures a little more. And again, coming back to what Brahma Tattva is, it is Akshara. Akshara means something that cannot be decreased, it cannot be destroyed, nothing that can be. So basically, this is such an element which will not have any distortion due to space or due to time. What can be defined as Akshara? Hmm? For example, now we give an example of sky, or now that you all are in L4, you can broaden your imagination a little more. We are in this time, today is 12th of October. Now on this day, when we are thinking, you are certain age, today our expected Ashura became 46 years old, and we all celebrated his birthday. So today is, when we think about ourselves, so much time has passed since our birth on this earth, and so much time has happened before that also. Do we have any imagination about how much time has passed before we came on this earth? How much more time is going to pass after we go away from here? There is no count of this, isn't it? The Akshara is like that. There is no limit to how much has passed by and how much is going to it. There is no deterioration in that element. There is no deterioration in that tattva. That is Akshara. Hmm. So, no matter what is happening, how many people are born, what is happening in this world, that Akshara tattva is, remember, Kal, this time is not Brahma. Sky is not Brahma. How is sky if fireworks are happening, rains are happening, no matter what happens, sky remains unchanged. Just like that, Brahma Tattva remains unchanged no matter what happens, and it is eternal, remains undistorted. That is Akshatra. And there are two more important adjectives associated with it. One is Sarvatra, it is everywhere, and Sarvada means always, forever. So Sarvatra, in context of space, it is present everywhere. And Sarvada, it is always present from the start of time till whatever time we can imagine. This Brahma Tattva is always going to exist. That he says is Aksharam Brahma Paramam. Another adjective that he uses is Paramam. Nothing can be more superior than this. What is nothing superior? Here comes the very important definition of God. We have to understand what is God. He is the one who has created the world. He is the one who is operating the world, and he is the one who is ultimately responsible for the dissolution of this world for a new recreation. This entire thing is going on. So the one who is responsible for this cycle, who can be more superior than him? Nobody, isn't it? So he is Paramam. He is the Aksharam plus Paramam. These two together are describing the Brahma Tattva. And next question he says, Kim Adhyatmam? And to that Shri Krishna answers, Swabhavodhyatmam uchyate. He says, Swabhavaha Adhyatma uchyate. The Swabhav is Adhyatma. Now what happens now in Marathi people or Hindi speaking people, we equate Swabhav to our nature. Like somebody is very soft spoken. No, that is behavior. It is not Swabhav. Some people say he's a very hot tempered, uska Swabhav hi garam hai. It is not Swabhav. For normal speaking language, that is okay. But that is not Swabhav, it is the behavior, it is the way they behave. What is Swabhava? Swasya Bhavaha Swabhava. Swasya Bhavaha. Our own bhav. What is our own bhav? The subtle presence of that divine, all pervasive power within us. What is it that is creating us is our Swabhava. Not our nature, our behavioral traits, but the element which is distinguishing us from other things. It is our Swabhava. What is it that distinguishes us from the um, uh, from just a body, just being a body? That is Swabhava. And just understand this one thing. Swabhava Adhyatma Uchyati. Adhyatma, this word. So we just equate it to spirituality. But if somebody wants to understand Adhyatma, we all say we want to do Adhyatmic studies. हमें Adhyatma पढ़ना है. We all are doing spiritual studies. So Adhyatma पढ़ना है. What is this Adhyatma? Adhyatma, it is going closer to your own self. Atma is it's our own self, our own tattva. So now here this is very important. We all go searching for God. Now Navratri we are doing puja in at our home, doing it in temples, doing it in pandals. Go to pandal in search of Devi Mata. But what Sri Krishna is saying that the closest point, one closest station of that vast, extensive Brahma is within you, very much within you. Mamaivansho jivaloke jivabhutas sanatanaha. Mama eva ansha, where it is present in this Jivatma. So he says that I have put one small Jivatma in you. I have put that embassy in you. Suppose I want to, convey some information to the Americans. What we will do? We will not start screaming from here, hey, America, it is not going to. What we will do? We'll go to the closest office of the embassy. Just like that, the supreme power is an eternal power. And that supreme power has put one embassy within us. And that embassy is what? Swabhava. So that is the nearest station. That is why what our scriptures tell, by knowing yourself, you will be able to gradually know the Parampita Paramatma. Now knowing yourself is not this behavioral traits. What we equate our behavioral traits to knowing ourselves. That is not knowing you. Just saying somebody is hot tempered, somebody is soft spoken, somebody is intelligent. These are all physical traits. These are not Swabhava. Atmanam Viddhi. What our spiritual scriptures have told, the message that they give is Atmanam Viddhi. Know yourself. Know your inner self and you will be able to know him. For instance, if I go to sea, near the ocean or sea, and how have we come to know that ocean water is salty? Did anybody drink the whole ocean water to declare that it is salty? No, just one sample, one drop goes in your mouth and you will understand that ocean water is salty, isn't it? We don't have to drink the entire ocean. Just like that, to understand the Paramatma Tattva, the first is get a drop of what? Your Atma Tattva. Understand your Atma Tattva. So what Sri Krishna has explained in the first answer is simplified, and he has told that in second answer. So first he has told you have to know Brahma, and that is very difficult to understand Brahma. So he says, no, don't worry so much. I have put a station of that Brahma, one droplet of the Brahma Tattva, I have put in you. Try to understand that one droplet, and you will be understanding what? Adhyatma, because Swabhavo Dhyatma Muchyate. And then he asks, King Karma, what is karma? Now, when Arjuna has asked karma, and Shri Krishna has said that by knowing karma, you will know me. Means whose karma is it? Not our karma, not the one that we do every day on a daily basis. It is the karma of the Paramatma. Whatever karma the Paramatma Tattva is doing, their karma, Shri Krishna is saying that a person has to understand so as to attain me. And what is his karma? Bhutabhavodbhavakaro visarga karma sanjitah. Bhutabhavodbhavakaro. Bhuta means what? The anything that has been created. So the one which got made, bhuta. If you go look at the Sanskrit meaning of this, anything that is made or created, existing is bhuta. Pancha Mahabhut is also called Bhut. We see the world around us. Somebody has definitely made that world. That is also Bhut. So the very existing, there is some creator who has made this creation. Now this creation is also of two types as per our spiritual scriptures. One is the impression of a potter god. What is the meaning of this potter god? That just like how a potter will make a pot, now the creation of this potter is what? The pot. The pot is different and the potter is different, isn't it? So after creating, he keeps the pot, but he remains detached from that pot. He is not associated with that pot. There is another type of creation wherein if another instrument has been used in the creation of the pot, that is the mud. The mud has taken the shape of the pot to create that pot. Now the question comes here when Shri Krishna says that Bhuta Bhavod Bhavakaro Visarga Karma Sanjita. What he says, this what is my karma? Bhuta Bhavod Bhavakaro means the origin and dissolution of all the creatures of this entire Srishti is my karma. Now I said there are two ways of doing the karma. One is you create and you keep it aside. Another one is like the mud which has done, it has got created and converted itself into pot. What kind of creation has God created? It is mix of both. Just like see, one is potter making pot, another one we saw the mud, or even if milk, we put milk for making curd, the milk in itself is converted into curd. Okay, if we have to make curd, it is not going to make curd and the milk will be separated. No, the milk is converted into curd. The creation of this world that God has done is a combination of both these methods of creation. Just like a potter, he has created it, he is watching it, taking care of it, he'll ensure that it is dissolved also, but at the same time, he has stationed himself in this entire creation. He is residing in Kshisagar after creating. Yes, he is also residing somewhere else, but also residing within us. And this entire process of creation of this world is called what? Is the Bhagavat Karma. So, Bhuta, Bhavaha, Udbhavaha Kara, and Visarga. Visarga means dissolution. All this in totality, this entire thing is the Bhagavat Karma that Shri Krishna says is karma. This is so beautiful. When we understand, see, when you say that this person is a doctor, when you understand, acha doctor hai, means he will know this, means he will have good eating habits. There are certain things we start knowing about the person by knowing what his karma, isn't it? If somebody says she's a teacher, we associate some traits. Okay, the teacher hai, then that respect will come. By understanding somebody's karma, you will understand them better, isn't it? Now understand the importance of all these terms. By understanding the Bhagavad karma, we will be able to understand Bhagavan Shri Krishna a little more better. We will be able to understand the Paramatma Tattva a little better. And continuing with his explanation, Shri Krishna says, Adhibhutam karo bhava purushashchadhidaivatam adhiyajñohamevatra dehe dehavratam vara. Shri Krishna says, hey, Dehavrata, Dehavrata. He's praising Arjun. Dehavrata means once you're the best among the all ones who are embedded in this embodied one. I am also a Dehavrata. We are Dehadhari. Dehadhari means what? People who are in this body, who are embodied creatures. Amongst them, you are Dehavrata. Means what? You are the best. Dehavrata Vara. You are the best amongst the Dehabratam, means amongst the ones who are embodied souls. Amongst them, you are the best. So that is why you have the capacity of understanding it. We have to understand why he is calling Dehavrata. That is why those who are the best have come to this level where you can sit and understand these terminology. Adhibhutain kim. He had asked, Arjuna had asked, Adhibhutain kim. Shri Krishna says, Adhibhutang karo bhavaha. We have seen the word what? Aksharam Brahma Paramam. What is Akshara? Indestructible, which does not deteriorate, which does not change with space and time. And what is opposite of Akshara? Kshara. Adhibhutang ksharo bhavaha. The term kshara is exactly opposite of Akshara, which means Akshara is perishable, which is gradually going to get destroyed. So the perishable universe is Adhibhuta. The entire perishable universe consisting of all 5 elements, consisting of all of us. This is the entire thing. Everything is a mixture of all these 5 elements. Entire thing is called Adhibhuta. One important thing we have to understand, all these things are perishable, constantly changing, mutable in nature. We have to remind ourselves of all this every time, because we become so happy. Navratri, new dresses, new saris, all these happiness that we experience on festivals is short-lived. So after a certain time, there is going to be a change in our emotions, isn't it? Nothing remains the same. So we are not in Akshara Prasanna state. We are not in that blissful, eternal, happy state. We are still in that Kshara category. So this everything which is Kshara, which is destructible, which is perishable, is what? Adhibhuta. Then Sri Arjuna has asked, Adhidaivam kimuchyate? He says, Purushascha Adhidaivatam. The Purush Tattva. The Purush Tattva means again the Brahma Tattva. See, there is a view. We all can say, right? If there is something that you can see, and there is a person who is seeing this. For instance, if I go to a garden, what is worthy of seeing? The garden is worthy of seeing. Beautiful. And who is the one who is seeing? I am the one who is seeing. Now imagine that I came to know of this garden and I went to see this garden, but all of a sudden full darkness there. Will I be able to see anything? No. So there has to be something, some means by which I can see it. There has to be light, isn't it? If I visit the garden at night and not able to see anything, I will not be able to appreciate the beauty of it. I will not be able to see anything. There is a necessity of lights. Similarly, there is a necessity that this light is the power, it is a Shakti that is going to enable us to see everything around us. So in the presence, now if all of a sudden my light also goes, even on the screen, I am not going to be visible. This is the light that we need. So the light that is helping us operate our body, that is what Purushascha Adhidaivatam. Our sense organs, they are working due to different deities who are dwelling inside our body. For example, eyes are powered by the energy of Surya Bhagwan. Our speech is powered by the blessings of the Agni Devata. There are different deities like that. So Adi Daiva is what? The blessing, the presence, the support of all these deities. Now, sometimes this question comes, why is it now if I'm just, seeking blessings from the Parabrahma Tattva, this Aksharam, Brahma, Paramam, all that knowledge Shri Krishna is giving, and then he's also saying, oh, your Adidaiva is also important. This question comes to our mind, isn't it? That is very important we have to understand. Now, suppose I want my Aadhaar card to have some correction. For instance, I want to update my address there or phone number in the Aadhaar card. What will I do? Will I directly call to the PMO, Prime Minister's office, the Prime Minister's office? I want to make a correction in my Aadhaar card. No. What we will do? We will go to nearest Aadhaar card center, stand in the queue, get the correction done. We do not directly go to the central government offices, isn't it? Suppose the electricity is gone in my office. What will you do? In Maharashtra, you will call the MSCB office. In Hyderabad, we will call our local electricity board. We will do all that, isn't it? We will not directly call central government PMO office. No light at my place. Just like that, how is the structure of this entire creation that Shri Krishna has made? Brahma is at the top. He is the superior deity, superior Shakti. Under that, all other deities are present who have their own powers. Okay, so if today the light is coming, it is not just at the behest of the central or the state government, it is at the behest of the electricity board, isn't it? That electricity board for us is the Adidaiva. It is the closest office that we have. So it just like that. So for the entire smooth functioning of this universe, all the deities have their own set of powers, have their own set of spheres of control, have their own set of operational areas which we have to. So if somebody is not able to see, by doing the aradhana of Surya Dev, they will have a good vision depending on their past karmas and all other technicalities, not detailed, but a part of it is going to be dependent on what? That light, that source of energy, which is the Adidaiva. That is Adidaiva. And then Shri Krishna has told Adhiyagnya. Shri Krishna is telling Adhiyagnyoham evatra. Adhiyagnya aham eva means I alone, I am the Adhiyagnya. Yagnya means what? See, in our scriptures, this word yagnya is used synonymously with God, with the Brahma Tattva itself. So you have to perform yagnya. There are different shlokas also. You do the puja of God by the help of yagnya. He says Adhi Yagnya, I am the Adhi Yagnya. Where I am, atra here, tatra there, sarvatra everywhere. I am the one who is present here in you. So with this he says Adhiyagnya aham eva atra. I am Adhiyagnya and very much within you. And here he says, I have given you the entire profile. And he has told, he has explained everything here. Now, why these terms again? Again, remember the seventh chapter. Sadhi bhutadhidaivam main sadhi yajnain chaye vaduhu prayana kale pichamain te vidayukta chetasa. So all other 6 things I have explained you. That Adi up till Adhiyagnya. Now what Shri Krishna says, that the ones who concentrate their minds on me and my entire glory, so understand all my traits first. Aksharam, Brahma, Paramama, Akshara, Adhiyagnya, Brahma Tattva, my karma, Adhidaiva, Adhiyagnya. Understand all these things, that great personality is me. And remember me at the time of leaving this world. Then you will come to me. So concentrate your mind on me and my glory. Not just thinking about Sri Krishna, but remember who is Sri Krishna. Remember his glory and How do you remember? He has asked, Arjun has asked, he has asked Prayana Kale Picha, both shlokas I get confused. Prayana Kale Chakathai. How? Neyosi Niyatatmabhi. You are saying that by remembering you at the last moment, we'll come to you. So, how do we do that? Prayana Kale Chakathai Neyosi Niyatatmabhi. How will we remember you? How? Now, it is not just why, yeah, he is confirmed that, okay, I understand, but in which form should we remember you? Thus, Sri Krishna has given an entire discourse about in what form we have to remember Sri Krishna. This Paramatma Tattva. He continues saying, Antakale chamame vasmaran muktva kalevaram yah prayati samadbhavai yati nastyatra samshayah. This is very easy. Antakale mameva. Now he see Shri Krishna is very very generous. Always he's giving lot of concession with everything. In last week we were discussing 18th chapter. If not able to read, then you listen to Bhagavad Gita. If not able to listen Bhagavad Gita, do pranam to me. Small things he say. Okay, so much concession he has given in everything. But here he is not giving any concession. Antakale cha mam eva. What he is saying, remember me and remember me alone. Not like first I remember my children, my spouse, my mother, and then if little percentage is left, let me in that 5% I am remembering Krishna also. No, only me, Mam, Eva. Smaran muktva kalevaram. And he has not said that by doing my job, doing my puja. Smaran, by remembering me. Smaran muktva kalevaram. When while leaving Smaran, by remembering, muktva means kalevaram is your body. Now many people feel kalevaram is just the dead body. No, even this body is a kalevar. But when you leave this body, you have to remember me. Antakale chamameva smaran muktva kalevaram. Why? Because yah prayati samadbhavam. If you do that, you will attain what? Me. And now the last charan is important. It is a clause which is giving a highest level of promise. Asamshayam. Again, yatinas tyatra samshaya. There is no doubt about this. That if you remember me, you will attain me. But you have to remember me only. Mameva. That is the importance. Now, why this doubt will come to you? Whole this thing, why? How is it possible? We are not people who will easily believe. Na? Even if Sri Krishna says, Yati nas tatra samshaya, we will have little samshaya. God knows that. So he explains that further. Yayam vapismaran bhavan kyajatyante kalidaram. तन्तमेवैति कौन्तेय सदा तद्भावभावितः. So what Sri Krishna is saying, when you are leaving, whatever is the thing in your mind, at the last moment, you are going to attain that only. This is very logical. Okay. After the Vivechan session, now because it is Dashera, somewhere Garba night will be going on, somewhere Ravandahan will be going on. After the Vivechan, you have decided after the 7:30, the moment this is over, I am going to see this Ravandahan. If this is over, I am going to go for this Garba. Where will you reach after that? Wherever you thought, there only you will reach, isn't it? You are thinking that I will go to Garba. You are not going to reach at your relative's house. Whatever is the bhav in your mind, whatever is the thought in your mind, there only we will reach, isn't it? So when our body is leaving, antakali, when our soul is leaving the body, it has stayed in this body for such a long time, and when you are leaving the body, understand many other scriptures, not the Sanatanis, but other people feel that it is the end of the life here. But it is not so. It is starting a new life.
Jai Shri Krishna Didi. Sorry to interrupt you. Actually, we are unable to hear you. Mm. Still nothing.
Now, are you able to hear me?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
No, I didn't mute my mic's caliber went. So I have to use another caliber for the mic. Sorry.
Now it's okay.
Okay. Yeah. So this happens when the body is leaving. Mameva, I don't know what you heard. Okay, but I will just continue. So wherever we decide, we have to go. Okay, there we will end up reaching. The voice is echoing, Janvi Didi, Manjula Didi.
Yes, Didi. Finally.
It's echoing.
Ashwani.
Now is it better?
No.
No?
Still echoing. No.
Okay, 1 minute. Let me just. Okay. Now I might be a little.
Yeah.
Is it better?
It's better now.
Okay. Okay. So wherever we decide we want to go, we will go. Okay. Sorry about the small disturbance. But so what Shri Krishna says, Yanyam Vapis, just like we were discussing, where we have to go, there we will end up reaching. Isn't it? Wherever we have contemplated, we will go, we will reach. Tyajatyante khalevaram tantame vaiti kaunteya. There only you are going to reach. Sada tadbhava bhavita. So by the time of death, if somebody is thinking, what will happen to my children? What will happen to my spouse? You will come back to them in your next life. If you are thinking, oh, I have so much career, what will happen to my money? You are going to come back to that money. But if you are thinking that, oh, Shri Krishna, I love you, Shri Krishna, I am coming to you. If we are just thinking about Shri Krishna, if we are thinking about Shri Krishna, where we will reach, this is a very scientific way. After this shlok, it is more convincing. No, the previous shlok, what he says, Antakale cha mameva, Antakale cha mameva smaran muktva kalevaram, what Shri Krishna was saying, the same thing he's saying, we are more convinced of the fifth shlok when you understand the sixth shlok, isn't it? Then continuing with that, Shri Krishna, now we all don't know, we all don't know when this end moment will come. So today after the session we decided, Antakale cha mameva, at the moment, last moment, I will remember Shri Krishna. Definitely I will make an effort that at the last moment I have to remember Shri Krishna. Now if we think about that, tell me when is the last moment so that I can remember him. Do we know when it will come? No idea, isn't it? When will it come? Nobody knows. So Shri Krishna says, you don't know when it is going to come. So, tasmat sarveshu kaleshu. Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mamanusmarayudhya cha mayyarpitamano buddhir mami vaishyasya samshayam. So what we have to do? No guarantee when the last moment will come. Shri Krishna said, Anta kalecha mameva, remember me at the last moment, but I don't know when my last moment will come. So what I should do? Shri Krishna says, very easy. Remember me all the time because you don't know which is your last moment. So there is no guarantee when the last moment will come. So the best time is all the time. Remember me. Mam anusmara. There is this very important word anusmara. He is not saying smara. He is saying anusmara. Means what? Smara is something that we remember, isn't it? In class, when you are learning Bhagavad Gita, when we say we are doing Anupathan, what is the meaning of Anupathan? The trainer is saying and we are learning after them. Anusmara means what? Shri Krishna is remembering you. You have to remember after him. Anusmara. Don't just smara because I am already
remembering you. We are his creations. We are very, very dear to him. We have to understand this all the time. Many people say, "Arey, Bhagwan to mere liye to kuch karte nahi." That is a part of what we have achieved for ourselves. But what Shri Krishna is saying, I am always remembering you. You remember me back. Mam anusmara yudhyacha. Now, because Arjun is in Yuddha Bhumi, he is saying yudhyacha means you go for a war. But for us, whenever we have this doubt, will it be possible? Will it not be possible? Will I be able to do? Will I be not be able to do? Just say this one sentence to yourself. Mamanusmara yudhyacha. Remember him and start your work. He is remembering you. You remember him. For this, Shri Krishna says another thing. Mayarpitamano buddhir pame vaishyasya samshayam. By your mind and intellect, which is absorbed in me, you will definitely attain me. Isn't it? Obviously, you will definitely attain me. You will, if you have, but how our mind and intellect is? Our mind and intellect is somewhere else only. Mobile parayan. We are, our buddhi is in that. Mind is somewhere else only. We are listening to Vivechan, but where I have to go for the Garba, that we are thinking. All these are very difficult to control. But we have to control. So last moment, if you have to achieve this thing, what is important, the entire time you have to remember him. How will you be able to do that? It is not easy to remember Shri Krishna, to remember Parampita Paramatma all the time. It is not possible. Why? It will become much more easier if your mind and your intellect are devoted to Shri Krishna. Is that possible? Question will come to all of us. Is it really possible to have this? Here, Shri Krishna, here I will tell you how it is not possible. When you love somebody a lot, see, there are two things. By your buddhi, what do? We think. By your mayarpita mano buddhir, man, that is by your mind. What do? You love somebody. So if you love God, if you love Shri Krishna, if you love whoever, now when I'm saying Shri Krishna or God, it means anybody. So if I look at Shri Ramji's Murti and I feel like, I love this Murti a lot. If I see Goddess, I see my emotion of faith, my Shraddha comes out, then it could be anything, any deity. But if you desperately love that deity, if you love the person, then your intellect automatically is going to be in their thoughts. How a mother and child are. The child is very, very dear to the mother, always very dear to the mother. But if mother is very busy, say she's very busy working in the house, doing her household chore, and the small baby child is sleeping in the bed, will she forget about the baby? No. While working, hey, whether he's home, utha to nahi, has he gotten up? Oh, I hope he has not fallen down from the bed. Our thought is always behind that baby. If the mother is in office, I don't know if he must have eaten or not. Okay, not only a baby child, big children also. My 9-year-old also. If he's going to the school, has he reached the school? Has he eaten properly? Always, though we are doing other activity, our man, because we love the child so much, our mind is attached to it. And because the mind is attached, what happens? Our intellect also gets attached to that subject. That is why if you want to, Tasmat Sarveshu Kaleshu, if you want to remember Shri Krishna all the time, first learn to love him. If you love the God, deity, you will want, or I won't say just Shri Krishna, some people are Vitthal Bhakta. Look at our Varkaris in Maharashtra. Oh, they love the Panduranga Bhagwan, Vitthal, such beautiful Abhanga they will sing. Nothing is more important to them. They will say all their vegetables, also everything, they will see only their Vitthal Bhagwan. They are like that. Because they love Vitthal Bhagwan so much, what happens? Their intellect also loves Vitthal Bhagwan. So what is their end destination going to be? Mame vaishyasya samshayam. Asamshayam mam eva eshyasi. Definitely you will attain me alone. That assurance Shri Krishna has given us. So, but for us it is difficult. You will say, oh, convinced. For the session, I decided now today, Mame Vaishyasi Sanshayam, I am convinced I will do only Tasmat Sarveshu Kaleshu. But it is difficult. No, the moment we leave the session, what will happen? That WhatsApp will come. Then some friends will come home. Then we'll chit chat, we'll do gossip, and then what will happen? The man will go first. Then the intellect will also go, isn't it? Then man Mayarpita Mano Buddhi will become arpit to somebody else. It will go into other subjects. Shri Krishna knows all these problems. So what he says, Abhyasa Yoga Yuktena Chetasa Nanya Paramam Purusham Divyai Yati Parthanu Chintayan. Shri Krishna knows it's very difficult because I have only given you this mind, I have only given you this intellect. I know what is your problem, but what you have to do here, Arjun? You have to keep practicing. And when he's telling us, we have to understand, focus your mind on God. Sometimes it will happen that it will go here and there. But what we have to do, na anyagamina. We have to stop and bring it back. You have to stop, keep him in the memory, and if your mind is try to ensure that your mind is not going anywhere else, na anyagamina. You have to bring it back. Bring it back to him. And what you have to do is a one very important thing. Paramam Purushan Divyai. We have to remember that Param Purush. And Yati Parthanu Chintayan. How we have to remember him? You have to remember him all the time. Anu Chintayan. Now we saw that word Anusmara. Like he is remembering us and we have to remember him back. Shri Krishna says, by practice, you will be able to do it. You are not the first one to do this alone. You are not the first one to do my Chintan. You are doing Anu Chintan. Before us also so many people have done. Meera ji has done. Before Meera ji, all the gopis have done. Before that in Ramayana, Shabri has also done. What they have done? They have done so much Chintan. So what Shri Krishna is telling, very important thing, that don't try to devise new ways. Follow what others have followed. All the great Bhakta, all other great devotees have followed. You do Anuchintan like that. You also follow their path and do Anuchintan. Walk on this path of remembering God. So how they have done, how our Acharya have done, how our Santa Maharajas have done. Our nation, our country is blessed to have so many great sages, great saints, that if you follow them, you will attain this. Master this art of doing their Anuchintan. How? When you don't, we are very blessed to have Swamiji. If you just keep listening to his different pravachans, and you will understand by doing your own work also, how you will be able to understand Shri Krishna. So he says, you are not the first one. You have to do Anuchintan like how others have done. How other devotees have followed this path, just like gopis. Do remember me, do all your work. Just like how Goswami Tulsidas Ji Maharaj was, how Santa Tukaram Maharaj was, how Jnaneshwar Maharaj was, how Namdev Maharaj was, how Gauranga Mahaprabhu Ji was. Always absorbed in the thoughts of Shri Krishna, in the deity. And follow their path, and where will you reach? Paramam Purushan Divyai. You will reach this Akshara Brahma Parama Purush. Now, Shri Krishna, now this one thing will come to our mind, that this is the great Param Purush. Now the question was, at the end moment, how do I remember? So my life, how I have to spend, that we have understood. We have to do Anusmaran, Anuchintan, all that we have to remember. Now, Prayana Kale Pichamai, when the person is leaving this body, that time, how in which form do we remember you? So, Shri Krishna describes the most important traits of the Param Purush. What are the most important traits of this Param Purush? For us, he is describing, so you will understand who or how to remember him. Like how do you remember your school teachers? Some of them remember them as strict. Some remember them as caring. Some remember them as different traits we remember, isn't it? I remember one teacher, very loving teacher. So, like that, Shri Krishna says, how do I remember you? Remember me as Kavim Purana Manusha Sitaram Anu Raniyam Samanusmaredya Sarvasya dhātāramachintya rūpam aditya varnan tamasah parastat. Remember me as a Kavi. Who is Kavi? In Sanskrit, Kavi means Jnani. Means the one who knows everything. Now, everything means Sarvagnya. Means what? The one who not only the scriptures and all is a different thing. He knows all knowledge, all scriptures, but he knows the past. He knows the present. He knows the future. What has happened in the previous years before I was born? What was there? All the history he has. So he is a Sarvagnya. He knows everything. What has happened in the past? What is going to happen in the future? That person is Kavi. So Kavim, Purana, he is eternal. Nobody knows what was his beginning, what nobody knows till when he is going to be here. He has been in existence from the origin of this universe. So remember these traits. He is Kavim, he is Purana. Anushasitaram, he is the master of this entire universe. Char, now when I say the universe, means the Char and Achara Srishti. So like living beings like us, and also the other things which are non-living things which we cease to, we believe only in our own existence. We don't believe in the existence of other things. That's not true. The other things also are under the control of God, and he is the controller of the entire Char and Achara Srishti. All the dynamics are, all the mutable, immutable creations of the universe are ruled by whom? By this Parampurush. And how big is he? He is Anuho Aniyams. He is so small, so smaller than the smallest Anu, that is atom. See, these scientists, they boast of knowing, discovering atom, electron, neutrons, everything. Geeta ji is how many years old? 5,000 plus years old. More than 5,000 years old. Our scriptures at that time were knowing about the Anu, that is the atom. We should take pride in our scriptures. And with pride, we should remember that this Brahma Tattva is Anu Aniyam. He is smaller than what? The smallest atom. As vast as your imagination can give, he is the minuter than the minutest. Okay, but at the same time, Sarvasya Dhataram. At the same time, he is so big, so used that he holds the entire universe, the entire creations, everything is held by him. Dhataram means he is the holder, he is the one who is holding everything. So how is the sun? The sun is holding the earth. Somebody else is holding the sun. That something is being controlled by something, and where all these somethings in the entire galaxy, all other galaxies, all universe are being held, it is by the Brahma Tattva. So this minuter than the minutest is so small. At the same time, he is also capable of holding this entire universe together. Sarvasya Dhataram. So beautiful. At the same time, he is Achintya. Achintya Rupam. Can't even imagine it. This much imagination is only so difficult for our small intellect. And Aditya Varnan Tamasah Parastat. Aditya Varnan. Aditya Varnan. Now, when this Aditya means, we all know sun god. What are the different colors of sun? How many colors? Morning we see the Arunodaya, we see the chariot of the sun coming, and then there is radiance, all different colors of light are combined and giving that illumination. He has all different shades associated with him. He has immense radiance, brilliance around him, the tej of the Aditya. One Suraj is, one Aditya, one sun is so tejomay, so radiant for us. He is thousands of suns together. That is his radiance. Aditya Varan Tamasah Parastat. Very important term this is. Tamasah Parastat means what? He is beyond darkness. What is the meaning of beyond darkness? Now, it is say 7:15 in the evening. Now it's all getting dark. So it is getting dark. Why? Because the sun is not there. Now, if you move from earth to say a place closer to sun, Just imagine, now your imagination power is already very strong because we are trying to understand Brahma Tattva, isn't it? So with our strong imagination, let us imagine ourselves very close to the sun. Now when you are standing close to the sun, will there be any night? No, there will be no darkness. So when you are so close to light, when you are so close to an eternal light, what happens? You go beyond darkness. There is no definition of darkness on the sun, isn't it? So he's tamasaf parastat. The knowledge is, how is knowledge? Knowledge is tamasaf parastat. It is, the ignorance cannot come near it. The ignorance has no existence before knowledge. Darkness has no existence before sun. Just like that, how is this Param Tattva? He is tamasaf parastat. He is beyond the darkness. प्रयाणकाले मनसाचलेन भक्त्या युक्तो योगबलेन चैव भ्रुवोर्मध्ये प्राणमावेश्य सम्यक् सतं परं पुरुषमुपैति दिव्यम्. So from here starts a different process. So this entire process where Shri Krishna has explained about prayanakale, when the person is leaving the body, how is the entire description? How do you remember? So first remember all these characteristics, and by remembering all these characteristics, just little time I'll take and finish these 2 shlokas. With little concentration, please try to understand these shlokas, and then next session we will have a continuity of very interesting other things. So what Shri Krishna says here, prayana kale manasa chalena, with your achalaman, with a mind which is not going here and there, which is remaining focused, what you have to do at the time of death. Now this is for the yogis. What you have to do, they have to sit steady, quietened mind, and with the help of their yoga bal, that is with the help of their power of their yoga, what they can do, and also the power of their bhaktya yukto. So see, yoga will never be alone. It cannot happen only by yoga. Yoga is always associated with a certain level of devotion. Certain level of devotion is always by default there. Bhaktya yukto, full of devotion. If somebody remembers by the power of their yoga, they bring their prana shakti, where in between the eyebrows. It is so difficult to do prana shakti, and what do we do to control this prana shakti? We do pranayam, isn't it? So this the yogis, they have mastered this art of the yoga, isn't it, of controlling their prana. So they can control their life breath. Now, with the help of their yoga shakti, that is, with the power of their yoga, and with the power of their devotion, what they will do, they will bring this breath, their pran, in between this 2 eyebrows, bhruvor madhye. In between the eyebrows lies what? Our Agya Chakra. Place the pran there. Satam param purusham upaiti divyam. There when he reaches, the seeker who is trying to, leave the body at that time. The soul is leaving the body at that time. What they will do, we have seen the samadhi, when great Purush do, they will bring the pran here in between the eyebrows. And remember that divine Param Purush, Yadaksharam Veda Vido Vadanti Vishanti Yatyatayo Vitaraga Yadichanto Brahmacharyai Charanti Tatte Padam Sangrahena Pravakshim. Here Shri Krishna is telling, once with that, being in that stage, what further they have to do? Yat Veda Vidah Aksharam Vadanti. The one who is known as what? Akshar. Who is Vedavid. Vedavid means the knower. The Vedas are the knower of Vedas. Aksharam, he is formless and imperishable. Yat Vitaragaha. Now, all these characteristics he is seeing. All these things the seeker will have to remember and practice to understand. I think this shlok we should take it in a little more detail way. With the very important terms here. Yadaksharam veda pito vadanti vishanti yadyatayo vitaraga yat vitaraga yatah vishanti. The same imperishable truth. It can be yatah with full practice, self-control. The one who is able to sincerely do this. Now here, this entire process that they have described, of bringing the pran in the between the eyebrow, who is capable of doing it? The people with that yoga power of yoga shakti, the ones who have full devotion. These two great powers will come to whom? They will come to this person who is vitaragaha. Yat vitaragaha means what? Those whose mind and intellect are not controlled by the worldly subjects. Vitaraga. See, somebody, when we are small, we all like chocolates, lollipops, all these small candies. When we grow up, what happens? There is no interest in all these subjects because we have matured. We know it is just sugar. We know it is bad for health. We lose interest in them. Vitaragaha are those people who have lost interest in these worldly matters. Why? Because they are spiritually so mature that now they don't have any interest in these worldly subjects. Yatayaha vishanti. So these such people are called what? Yatayaha. These are these great people. They will enter into the imperishable, into this Akshara Tattva. Who is that Akshara? Yad Veda Vid, the knower of the Vedas, all these traits. So in this Akshara form, who can enter? These Vitaraga people, they can enter. Yet Ichchanta Brahmacharya Charanti. Only those who are desiring this imperishable Brahma, they are. Now this brahmacharya charanti, when this word brahmacharya comes, what we all understand of brahmacharya is a different thing. What is the actual meaning of this word brahmacharya? Try to understand. The word brahmacharya means the one who is always connected to the Brahma Tattva. When we say somebody is a brahmachari, not that he's just not married and he's doing puja. No, that's not a complete definition of brahmachari. Brahmachari is the one, the brahmacharya, the entire practice of being always connected to what? The Brahma Tattva. So no matter what I am doing, I am always thinking of that Brahma Tattva. I am connected to that Akshara Tattva. That kind of person is a brahmachari. So such a brahmachari will attain what? Tatte padam sangrahena pravakshye. So that that goal that he will attain, that Shri Krishna is explaining that he is able to attain that Paramatma Tattva at the time of leaving this physical body. So a person who is Vitaraga, who is a follower of Brahmacharya, who is able to, because he is a brahmachari, he is always connected to that Brahma Tattva. He is what? He is always a brahmachari, he is connected to the Brahma Tattva, and such a person is capable of doing these things that we are talking about. And tatte padam sangrahena pravakshe. Such a person can, who is in a position to hold himself in that stage, can enter the Paramatma Tattva at the time of leaving their physical body. The rest of the shlokas we will see in the next session. Sarvadvarani sanyamya manohridi niruddhya cha Murdhyadhayat manaf pranam astito yoga dharanam. So just remember that till now what they have done, a Vitaraga, a person who is connected with the Brahma Tattva always, has held his pran in between the eyebrows. And then how does he push the pran out of his body? That we will see in the next session. I actually wanted to complete 2 more shlokas today, but I think we'll take them in the next session. With that, I offer this entire discourse, entire discussion at the lotus feet of Param Pujya Shri Parampita Paramatma Shri Krishna and Param Pujya Swamiji, with whose blessings we all are listening to all these divine shlokas on this blissful auspicious occasion. Hari Om Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. Om Tat Sat. Thank you so much for the patient listening. Next session, you will need more patience because the number of shlokas is higher. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you, Shraddha ji Didi. It is indeed always, your Vivechan, it's like really we don't get, please don't say sorry. It is like really we can relate to it, make it so relatable. We are always grateful to you, Didi, and no words to explain. And key takeaways, the connection between Devi's Saptashati Parayana and the 700 shlokas of Geeta ji, how you started that session with, and scientific aspects of that are already present in the Gita. And you also touched upon the Panchakosha Tattva and remembering him, the Bhagavan, always, as we don't know when the departing moment will come. That is the ultimate truth. Thank you, Didi. And all are eagerly waiting for the questions to be answered. Just a quick announcement before we get started. Spiritual sadhana and seva go hand in hand. If you would like to become a Geeta Sevi and want to learn more about it, please do tune in for tomorrow's session. Come, let us become Geeta Sevi. It is in English at 8:30 p.m. IST, Indian Standard Time, tomorrow, Sunday, at 8 to October 13.
I want to add to that, your announcement. See, Swamiji always says that sadhana ki antim charan hi seva hai. So the ultimately, your entire, the accumulation of entire sadhana happens where? In seva. So unless and until we do some type of seva, Geeta seva is the Uchchakoti seva. So definitely everybody should try to do Geeta seva. Definitely try to attend.
Thank you, Didi. And also, if you want to learn a little bit more about the Samskrita grammar pertaining to Geeta ji, please do attend the grammar session, L2 level grammar session that is scheduled for tomorrow, either at 9 o'clock or at 11 o'clock IST in various languages. You would have received your these links in your respective groups. Please do attend if possible. And now it is the time for the question and answer. And you already know what to do. I don't have to say. Please go ahead. And we have Geeta Bhatt Didi ji with us. Please, Geeta ji, please go ahead.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Shalom, Didi.
Just
Jai Shri Krishna.
for today, one small question about regarding Atma, soul, when we live, like what is the nature of it as per Bhagavad Gita? Is it energy or consciousness?
It is a tarang, basically. It is a wave. It is obviously energy also because see, Atma Tattva, it is energy. Now, in what form? See, some people say it is a Jyoti. Some say it is a Tarang. Basically, it all, and I also feel that it is also on how much your sadhana has been. Depending on that, also this entire thing remains. But when it is leaving, I am not very sure about its basically what your physical type. If you are asking me what form of energy it is, I don't know, but it is, as far as I understand, it is a tarang, basically.
Because all the 5 elements are physical, will be
See, this very important
and
thing in the 5 elements, I wanted to take this during the session. So when we talk about 5 elements, the Atma Tattva basically will not be 5 elements. I mean, that is a different thing. When we are talking about 5 elements, these 5 elements, it is not just fire, water, air. We are able to understand we are able to see them only when they are mixed. If you say, I want to see pure form of fire element, you will not be able to see. You are able to see it. Why? Because oxygen is there, so Vayu Tattva is there. In that. Suppose I say, if you hold a stone in your hand and you say this is not Pancha Mahabhuta, may say which bhoot it is the element. But is it only land? No, it has air also, it has water also. So there is an entire process of Panchikaran that goes around, which has made this all things. So in pure form, you will not see any of these elements. Whatever you are able to see, that means it is a mix of all 5 elements. In some or the other proportion, all 5 will be there. Atma Tattva, you will not be able to classify under any one of these. It is you cannot say that it is Vayu, it is Agni. It is not like that. It is beyond all this. So it is just a tarang. It is an energy which we cannot see.
And just regarding one seva, just one question, like, because there are so many things happening simultaneously, we cannot do, like you always say, we dedicate completely, then only we can understand the entire thing. But basically, because we are giving only so much time in a day, the grammar portion and everything we cannot do at a time. So would like to do one by one, and can we do seva?
Whatever is possible. If
Yeah.
nothing, if you don't have time to become a trainer or a tech or a GC, just become a pracharak. That is the biggest seva of all.
And
If
there
not a
was-
pracharak, if you are listening to Vivechan sessions a lot, and if you can write nicely, then you can join our
And yeah,
Vivechan
I
team.
was about to come to that.
Yeah,
like,
you can
the
join our
language,
writing
there
team.
was once a link, but I think I've lost track. If I
You will
can
get
give
it
time.
tomorrow again. They will be posting all the links in tomorrow's event. So and you can also visit our portal, Janvi Didi or the Tech Didi, and somebody
I
can
guess
write the portal of our Seva portal. Also, we have seva.learngeeta.com. You can visit that, fill in the forms, or if you are not getting any response, if you want to apply something, talk to your faculty members. They will help you with particular Seva. Isn't it? Whatever little we can do. I also had one more small thing. I talk a little too much sometimes, but like as a lady, we are a mother at the same time. You're a professional at the same time. So one person has different aspects. If we give importance that I have to do it, then we will be able to do it. So it is not always impossible. If we just all of those who keep apprehensions about doing Geeta Seva, I would love to tell them that don't wait for an opportunity, because we don't know how much time we have in our hand. So in whatever little simultaneously you can take, and trust me, being in Learngeeta from past a couple of years now, I think 5 years from whenever it started, I have felt that when this work gives lot of energy to do other works. Because you have to do Geeta Seva, people become so passionate, they manage everything so well. This Seva gives you a lot of energy. This I'm not telling because I'm doing Seva at Geeta Pariwar, but because of my own experience, I'm telling. You get a lot of energy to do your other routine work by doing this Geeta Seva. So, for all those who have any apprehensions about joining this seva.learngeeta.com, I'll tell you, don't have any hesitation. Whatever little you can do try to do it. Okay.
Jai
Jai Shri Krishna.
Shri Vidya Didi.
Jai Shri
Go ahead.
Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna Didi. I have basically 3 questions. When you talk about the sloka number 6, when the soul is leaving the body, we should remember the God. Now let us take about the 2 circumstances. One, when a person dies with an accident, and a person with a cardiac arrest. So what happens when a person dies with an accident? It is a matter of a second wherein he leaves the body. So he doesn't have that kind of remembering the God. And if you take the second category, for example, of cardiac arrest, when a person is having with a severe of
You
pain,
covered parts of my Vivechan, which I was supposed to say in the next shlok. So, we will definitely cover this. See, this is very important. But just because you have asked the question, so we will see these points again in the next session also. But just for the sake of completeness of your this thing, we don't know how our last moment will be. So what Shri Krishna assures us, not in this, but Jnaneshwar Maharaj in the discussion with in his explanation of the shlok that we are going to take in the next session, he has told that when somebody has remembered him for entire lifetime, then that person, it becomes Shri Krishna's responsibility to remind that devotee of Shri Krishna at his last moment. He does that for us. And more details of this we will see in the next session. for sure. But this is a very, very nice question. And as I told you, Sri Krishna and Jnaneshwar Maharaj already know what questions can come in Sadhak's mind. They have answered it in their own discourse. We will see it in the next session. But it's a beautiful question.
Yeah, and my second question is about the body, mind, and intellect. So, in the hierarchy level, which comes the first and which comes the last? And can you elaborate on this, especially the mind and the intellect?
Body, mind, and the intellect. So basically, body is the physical body, right? Now, the Parampita Paramatma has powered our body with different things, and the two powers that he has given are, one is the mind, another is the intellect. Mind is the one which does the sankalpa. That I have to do it. For instance, at some point of time, you must have thought that, okay, let me try this Geeta class. And that intellect is the one that is the buddhi, is the one which helps you fulfill that sankalpa. That I have done this, I want to do something. But once you have turned it into determination, then what happens? You will, that it will be fulfilled with the help of what? With the help of intellect. So man is a little more sukshma, more subtle than intellect. And then once your intellect has decided something, intellect on its own cannot do. It is still in the thought. It is a wave. It is in the thought process. To actually bring it into physical action, we use our body. So the subtlest thing is definitely the mind. The intellect is above it. When mind decides something, the intellect gives it a firm form, and then it uses by the means of body. Everything is converted into an action. It accumulates into an action.
So you can take it as intellect, mind, and body. The top will be the intellect, the second will be the mind, and the third will
Now
be
it
the
depends from which side you are watching, isn't it? Now, if you're watching from the body's perspective, the body is the most top. But if you look at it from the mind perspective, which angle you are seeing from. But basically, all three of them are together. See, they are not like layers. So our way of studying subjects is, compartmentalizing them. ये ऊपर है, वो नीचे है. Basically, they are so inbuilt. That is what we have to ultimately try. Mayar Pita Mano Putir, all of them have to work in one tandem. Why such a thing can come to us? Because we think of something, then we want to do something else, and our body ends up doing something else. Because there is always this mismatch. I think this thought of who is outer, who is inside is coming. Basically, if you look at it, all three are at, they are so mixed up and very, very close to each other. But yes, there are layers. The physical body is the outermost layer. The mind will be the Sukshma Tattva.
So the tuning has to happen to the intellect, the main tuning, the main to hold it, to control all the
It
senses.
is both. Your mind controls your intellect controls the mind. Basically, if you ask me, they both are same thing. When the mind is thinking about when the mind is suppose liking something, and it determines that I want it, it becomes your intellect. At a very subtle level, if you ask me, Didi, they both are almost the same. Just when they shift their roles, like a mother becomes say somebody is a doctor, in the clinic she becomes a doctor, and at home she is a mother. So depending on the situation, they are changing. Basically, it is very, very subtle. They are together only. But we will not complicate and think so much. But if you look at it, you cannot say that intellect is superior, because even if the intellect wants for certain, my friends only, I will say, they also want to learn Bhagavad Gita. They also want to do all this. But then their intellect wants. But then the mind is not supporting. Their mind says, okay, let us do something else for now. Next year, maybe we will join your classes. So now who is more superior, mind or intellect? It is a very subjective discussion, basically.
Okay. Thank you, Didi. And my last question is regarding this brahmacharya. So in many pravachan or whichever it is, all the gurus, they go to an extent of brahmacharya, means the person who is not married. But in Bhagavad Gita, can you elaborate about the brahmacharya? Like most of them, person that is brahmacharya.
I should not, I will tell you, this is not my subject of, knowledge. Basically, this is not something I know much about. I will put this disclaimer before talking anything about this. But this definition of brahmacharya, I've understood from Vaidikar Kakaji and Swamiji in their discourses. So, I would suggest you, if you want many details of this brahmachari, then you ask somebody more knowledgeable than me. But at a very basic level, our interpretation of this brahmachari, not being married, is going to keep you away from the worldly subjects, for sure, isn't it? That is an essential condition. So that is one of the means to attain the brahmacharya. But it cannot be assumed to be the final destination. It is the means to attain the Brahma Tattva, understanding of the Brahma. But it is not the a destination of understanding the Brahma. Getting my point. The brahmacharya cannot be considered as not marrying, and this all these definitions are very basic. These are just a means. These are the practices which will help you attain that state. But what is that state? It is the connection with the Brahma Tattva. So we cannot say that, if a person is doing yoga, just the basic few asanas, one person cannot start saying, I am a yogi. But cannot deny also that I am a yogi because he's practicing, isn't it? But that there is definitely a certain level associated with it.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Shankarji Bhaiya, please, you can unmute and go ahead and ask the question.
Shankarji, please unmute, Bhaiya.
Didi Jai Shri Krishna, it is a wonderful exposition today, and many of my doubts are already answered by him just now. So the Lord says, Bhagavan Shri Krishna said that, and he is given prioritize to remember him, Antakale and Prayanakale. So, okay, Antakale, Prayanakale, as you explained, that it may not be so easy to remember him because we don't know at what time and what circumstances our Antakal will Prayanakal will come. But as you said that every time Pasha, daily we should remember his name, and every time we should remember his name. At the same time, while remembering his name while he's worshipping him, so that our karma and our account is there in the bank, that yes, we remembered him so much times. At the same time, we should can we do something that our Antakal and Prayanakal also should come in so easily, without much trouble and difficulties. So if it is there, then we should pray at the same time that, Lord, please bring our Antakal and Prayanakal, irrespective of whatever the sins or good or bad I did. It is a nice way that we should leave this world further. So here, Didi, that I remember one beautiful prayer which is generally I've heard in the southern India. That is Anayashana Maranam Vina Dennena Jivanam Dehante Tava Sammukam. I don't know whether you've heard it. And that Anayashana Maranam, because our death comes very easily. And we should not, at the time of living, we should not be dependent on anybody for our food, for our oxygen, for everything, for going to complete our daily activities. So, and when the end will come, you should be in front of us. So this kind of Antakal and Prayanakal should be so easy, should be so nice that, yes, we'll be able to have a beautiful depart from this world.
Yeah.
That is.
So basically, now you can definitely start that we should let see, like my grandmother, she always thought that I should not be dependent, all that they all always thought, and luckily they had. But I also feel this depends on our past deeds to a great extent. We don't know how our past deeds have been, so what we are going to have in the end is still dicey. We don't know. But by doing good karma now, and by doing lot of prayers, definitely we all can pray for the best and hope for the best. But again, it is not in our hands. But don't keep any share. So have faith in God and let us
Yes.
believe that, He will do the best. Because even if that happens to us, even if at our last moment we are, say, not in a good position, dependent on others, even if that happens, on the basis of the power of our faith in this janam, in this birth, at least that antakale cha mameva smaran mukta, that will happen to us. Because now, after realizing this principle, we start. The best easiest ways to start now. Okay, what has happened in the past. But don't ever keep this doubt. Oh, I did so long, and now see my old age. There is no use of doing this sadhana. I've seen some people living like that also. That is also incorrect, right? Because now somebody has done good deeds, but as a part of old purana koi karma hoga, jiske wajah se that dependency has come. So what we have earned for ourselves, we really don't know. But now we can start cleansing our karma. At least, no matter how our old age is, that last moment Shri Krishna will take care. He has already said, it is my duty. I am indebted. If you read Jnaneshwari, and you will see the words he has mentioned, I am indebted to such a person who has always, for his entire lifetime, he has remembered me. So I'm indebted, and it's my duty to remind that devotee of myself, he will say. We'll see all this in the next session. So that is, in that case, you just start now. What is going to happen, let's see later.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Didi.
Most welcome. Rama Didi, Pranam Didi, Jai Shri Krishna.
Namaste, Didi. It was a wonderful explanation. Wish you all a happy Dasara.
Happy
Didi.
Dasara to you also. And on
Thank you
Dasara,
so
you
much.
all have taken out time to come and listen to the Vivek.
It is our luck, Didi. We are able to hear your interpretation. We are really lucky to have you as an interpreter. Actually, Didi, my question was different, but now due to the other discussion we had now, I just wanted to tell my mother was very active till 83, madam. She used to cook all three meals in a day, and she was very devoted. At the age of 84, she got cancer in the eye.
Oh.
So, but still, she never lost belief on God, madam. That was something very great.
And this comes from the power of our belief, even our older generation, we see that they get this power from the faith. Your power, your devotion, your karma is going to give you a lot of power. That's exactly what.
She never blamed God. Why, after doing everything good, after praying so much, also why she got cancer at the age of 84, that too in the eye. She never blamed. She never felt bad a moment. Also, she felt maybe somewhere something would have gone wrong. So maybe at this age I got. Let all the karma go this age, so that I should not get another birth. So she accepted that so nicely that I felt
That's
very
exactly how it should be. See, we accept happiness so gracefully. We should be able to accept the sadness also with the same grace. That is what the Bhagavad Gita teaches, right? Samas shitoshna sukha dukkheshu tatha manapamanayo. And such a devotee becomes a favorite devotee of God and bhakti of what? Shri Krishna.
in
And
spite
such a
of
person who has that, vision of equanimity, in sadness and happiness both, such a devotee is my favorite devotee. So I will say your mother was one of his favorite devotees.
really, madam, her last
And you are
thing
blessed
was so
to be a daughter of such a graceful mother. So good.
yeah. And
Congratulations
her
to you.
last moment, she was surrounded by sons, daughter-in-laws. She was laughing for something and she just passed away, madam. It was really God's grace. So just because somebody said they should not be dependent till end, everybody thinks the same thing. We don't want to be dependent, but it is not in our hand. My mother was till 83, she was totally independent, totally she was active. But maybe for last 1 year she was dependent. But even that time she had a very good peace of mind, and she left her body very easily, madam. She didn't have any pain even in that cancer moment, madam. It was really God's grace, and her feeling, she didn't lose this belief on God. That was something very great.
Very nice, Didi. Very nice to know about her. Good.
Thank you, madam. Thank you so much,
Wishing
madam.
you a very happy Dashera too. Have a good day, Didi.
Thank you.
Veena ji Didi, Jai Shri Krishna. Please unmute and ask the question.
Yeah. Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna Didi, there's no power here, so you will not be able to see me.
No
Yeah,
problem.
my question was, you were just telling that during death, you see some form of God. So just wanted to know what exactly that form is, because generally what we have is this 2 hands, 4 hands that kind of a
Did
form
I
that
say
we
that
have
it
in mind.
is a form of God? I didn't say. What I meant is, we have a soul within us, which is a part of that Brahma Tattva. That part will get united with the Brahma Tattva. It is not one form that we are talking. Basically, the Brahma Tattva that we are talking about here is the formless Akshara Tattva, isn't it? It is Akshara. It is also, it is not having a definite form or anything. Why this definition? See, because we are in this body, we are Deha Bhratam, because we are the body, embodied souls. We imagine everything only as a body. For us, God will have 2 hands, 2 legs. He should have. Okay. Otherwise, it becomes difficult to imagine. But when the subtler self is out of this body, it is free, and that mind is not, having that what you say, not having that boundary of thoughts, which is that God should have this 2 hands, 4 hands. All that is for our intellect. But the Akshara Tattva is beyond this body. So, what we are talking about now is after that, we are talking beyond this, beyond bodily gods. What we are talking about, the gods with 2 hands, 2 legs, these are Adidaiva. They are for our, taking care of our small, small needs. But the Brahma Tattva is the supreme God. It is not having any form, but it can assume any form. It can take any form. So if you like it with 2 hands, and if you like the roop of Durga Mata, it will come in the form of that Mata. If you like it as a Vitthal Bhagwan, it will come in the form of Vitthal Bhagwan. The form that you like, Shri Krishna has said this in Geeta only, that whatever form you pray to me, you will attain me in that form itself. So, in the
So it is what you you believe in some form and you just imagine that form.
And when we are saying also Antakale cha mameva, remember, this is not Shri Krishna Uvacha or Vasudeva Uvacha. Who is saying these shlokas? Shri Bhagavan Uvacha. So everyone, Ram ji, Krishna ji, Durga Mata, Shiv ji, everybody, whoever is a Bhagavan to you, he falls in that category. Okay.
Yeah, thank you, Didi.
Thank you.
Turenji Bhayaji, please unmute and ask the question.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna Didi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Fine, Didi. Sorry to bother you with my question.
No, that's okay. Part of
थोड़ा अलग से है. मेरा question थोड़ा अलग सा है, Didi. Sorry. My question is that our karma, whatever we are, in whatever type of body we are today, it is a reflection of the karma we have done during our previous lives, right? Now, वो उसको प्रारब्ध कर्म कहते हैं, I don't know. So, how is the karma transferred from one body to another body? Does the mind take the karma, or does the God who is in our heart take the karma for us?
What happens? These all karma attached to our, not all karma. These all are attached as samskars. This is a very subtle. I would also again say I have very limited knowledge into the actual detail of this, but all the karma, they do not translate physically. They will follow you as a samskar. So somebody who has, is a teacher, how by the nature it will appear like, that this is how it is. So this is the sanskar follow. It is a very subtle wave. So the Atma just carries the sanskar. It will not carry the intellect that you have in this life. It will not carry the mind and intellect. They all are left behind. Only the Atma Tattva, along with whatever sanskar it has inherited from this particular life, they will go to the next birth. So it is like an energy. It has gained some momentum, attracted some other energies, attracted some other things, like a magnet. It has also, it's like a magnet only at this point of time. It has some magnetic powers, and it has attracted some karma to itself, some results it has attracted to itself. They will stay along with it, just like how a magnetic field stays around that particular magnet. Just like that, the Atma, that the sanskar, like a field around it, it will go ahead with you. Now when this Atma is moving, obviously it will, whatever it is thinking about, whatever was its last thought, it will take that last imprint, and according to that it will pick a system which is favorable to it. So somebody who is say a very nice Brahmin in this life, he is used to following all the rituals and everything, he will get a family like that. Because why? Because the magnetic field around that Atma, not exactly magnetic field. And magnetic field I'm giving as an example. As a sanskar, it has that kind of liking. It is going to get that kind of body. Suppose if you know the story of Bharatji, he was attracted to whom? The deer. So though he was born as a deer, but he was having all his past life memories. Why? Because he was a very good sadhak also, isn't it? So because he is a sadhak and he has memories of his past, so he could, even in that form of a deer, he could do sadhana and recollect what all he has known in the past life. So it all depends on your sadhana. And
Thank you, Didi. It's clear now. It's much clearer. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks. Jai Shri Krishna, Didi.
Any other questions? Please do raise your hand. I don't see any. Oh, okay. Geeta Bhatt, Didi ji, you have a question? Yes, please go ahead, Didi. You can unmute and ask question.
I'm asking. See, it's also said that there was never a time that when we didn't exist, or there will never be a time when we will not be there.
In the second chapter, Shri Krishna says this.
Yeah. But there is also, we are trying to merge with him and not have rebirth or moksha, attain moksha. So how does these two?
I didn't get you. So the one thing you're saying, Natve vahi jatu nasan natvam nehe me janadipaham. So we were always existing.
Yeah.
What has it got to do with the moksha? I didn't understand.
So because we were always there in one form, or we will always be there. Moksha is we will cease to exist.
We will not cease to exist.
Or merge with Paramatma.
Yes.
Merge with Paramatma.
Merge with the Paramatma Tattva. Like, but we will also cease to exist. I take back my words. Like, Then this entire process of moksha, we can equate it to the pravaha, the flow of Gangaji. How is the flow of Gangaji? It is happening in one direction. The Gangaji's flow, the Gangaji is Gangaji till the place, even after merging with the ocean, till you see a distinct flow of Gangaji, it is there. Till we have a separate identity of ourselves, that I am, that Gangaji's water is having a different flow. Till we are in our body and we keep saying that this is me, that we have that I-ness, ahankar in us, we are separate from Brahma Tattva. Moksha is what? A place where I and the God have become same. Now the Gangaji and the ocean have become the same. So Gangaji ceases to exist. You cannot deny that Gangaji is not there in ocean, isn't it? You cannot deny that Sarva Tirtha are there in ocean. But at the same time, we cannot say that it exists also. Isn't it, in both ways? So even while ceasing, so very, very important thing, Swamiji also says, even in this life itself, we can attain moksha. It is moksha is not that you don't cease to exist, not about again about our physical existence. It is about our unizing with the God. So
Our identity.
exactly, we identify ourselves with the God. Okay.
Pooja ji Didi, Jai Shri Krishna. Please, you can unmute and ask the question.
Jai Shri Krishna. Jai Shri Krishna, Shraddha ji. I try not to miss your session. So I really, really look forward. My mom is the one who told me about Geeta Pariwar. So I'm really happy to be part of this family. So yesterday I was having this discussion with my teenager, and we were talking about free will and like a destiny, predestiny. It's already all destined, So what does the Geeta say? I couldn't remember, and I wasn't very good with my arguments with her. Do we have free will as a human, or is everything already it's set on its path?
See, even if everything is set on its path, you will get things according to your karma. Gita says only one thing, what you are earning for yourself. Karmanye bhatikaraste. So basically what happens, people who believe too much in destiny, they tend to believe less in their own karma, in their own deeds. Now, say, somebody doesn't do well academically, irrespective of what I'm doing. We cannot always blame. Now, that brings in a habit of always blaming the destiny for everything. People who believe too much in destiny tend to lower their faith in karma, and that is where the quality of us as human beings goes down. We as human beings have immense potential. We as human beings have this immense capacity of understanding all that you are trying to understand today, Brahma Tattva, all that. Apart from that, karma, we are in a position to do some deeds which can safeguard our future births also. Okay. When I say this, see, we do this life insurance or anything, isn't it? Wherein we do insurance that tomorrow if I become sick, I will have monetary aid, isn't it? That is what medical insurance is all about. You just assume this human life is like a karmic insurance where you invest your good deeds. Tomorrow, even if I'm born as a lizard or a dog or something, irrespective of being in that yoni, if my deeds are good, I will have good things among these. See now, just example, not that the dog species is a bad species, everything is good only. But some dogs will get a very lavish lifestyle. Some end up on the streets. Some will end up, even being on the streets, they will be taken care of. Why is this distinction? Like that, we have to just assume that this human body is an investment you are making. You invest into good deeds. Don't think too much about the destiny. If everything is destined, why do I do? Why this is destined? Why you have got what you have got? Because your credit card was full. If you have got good, your credit was good, you have got good things. But you want to maintain that credit, like we work hard to maintain our balance, our bank balance, our credit balance. We work hard to maintain that. Why? Because we want a good life. We are thinking only about this life. As a human being, you can secure many other births by doing good deeds. That is what we have to teach our youngsters. It's not all destiny, but it is a lot depends on our karma.
Thank you so much. Jai Shri Krishna. Thank you. Thank you.
Any more questions? If yes, please do raise your hand. I don't see any questions in the chat box either.
Questions today?
Yes, I think we'll proceed further. Thank you all for your interesting, beautiful questions and so well answered by our Shraddha Raodeo ji Didi with very connectable, relatable analogies. And I would like to take a quick minute to thank our Techno Star of the Day, Jahanavi Dekhane ji Didi. She is the Sarathi, the charioteer of this entire, and she coordinates it so well. Each and every message is acknowledged. Thank you.
Attention to detail is super.
Yes, definitely, Didi. Yeah, and our entire technical team and all the Geeta trainers, mentors, savis, and devotees who attended this session. Let us continue our Geeta sadhana and attend these sessions to enrich our spiritual knowledge. May Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā be our life guide. And let us do the prarthana before concluding today's session to thank Bhagavan Shri Krishna for guiding us all along. योगेशं सच्चिदानन्दं वासुदेवं प्रजप्रियं धर्मसंस्थापकं वीरं कृष्णौ वन्दे जगद्गुरुं श्रीकृष्णौ वन्दे जगद्गुरुं.
Beautifully recited the prayer, Manjula Didi. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Didi. Now let us all recite Hanuman Chalisa and seek the blessings of Lord Hanumanji.
श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मन मुकुर सुधारि बरनउ रघुबर बिमल जसु जो दायक फलचारि बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरौ पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेश विकार. जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीस तिहु लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन बरन विराज सुबेसा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ वज्र ध्वजा विराजय कांधे मूंज जनेऊ साजय शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबेको आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबेको रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सिंहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे रामचंद्र के काज सवारे लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुवीर हर्षि उर लाए रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरत ही समबाई सहस बदन तुम रोज सगावै अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावै सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित अहिसा जम कुबेर दिगपाल जहाते कवि कोविद कहि सके कहाते तुम उपकार सुग्रीव ही कीन्हा राम मिलाय राजपद दीना तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना जुग सहस्र योजन पर भानु लील्यो ताहि मधुर फल जानू प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माहि जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाहि दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुमरे तेते राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होत न आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे सब सुख लहै तुम्हारी सरना तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना आपन तेज समारो आपै तीनों लोक हाकते कापै भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवै महावीर जब नाम सुनावै नासै रोग हरै सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत बीरा संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावै मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावै सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा जिनके काज सकल तुम साजा और मनोरथ जो कोई लावै सोई अमित जीवन फल पावै चारों जुग परताप तुम्हारा है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे अष्ट सिद्धि नो निधि के दाता असबर दीन जानकी माता राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावै जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावै अंत काल रघुवर पुर जाई जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई और देवता चित्तन धरई हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई संकट कटई मिटई सब पीरा जो सुमिरै हनुमत बल बीरा. जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई छूट ही बंदी महासुख होई जो यह पढ़ हनुमान चालीसा होय सिद्धि साखी गौरी सा तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा की जय नाथ हृदय महडेरा पवन तनय संकट हरन मंगल मूर्ति रूप राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसहु सुर भूप सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय.
जय श्री राम, जय हनुमान, जय श्री कृष्ण. सर्वं श्री कृष्णार्पणमस्तु. सर्वे जनाः सुखिनो भवन्तु. ओम तत्सत. Thank you everybody. Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna. Thank you so much, Manjula Didi.